Now, there are a lot of facts about Midnight Club that a lot of people probably don't know. But the truth is, Midnight Club had a very weird career or lifespan, or so to say. Now, even though Midnight Club never having really made any bad video games at all, like Midnight Club came from a place and did so many things different at the time period that they were doing specifically to their competitors. Midnight Club is one of those only games I could say that could really compete with its counterparts. Now, Midnight Club started experimenting very early with their audience, which is something a lot of games are not doing. They were just, a lot of the other developers were just worried about pumping out video games, more or so as actually getting to know their audience. But let me get into a little bit of some facts. Midnight Club is a series of arcade style racing video games developed by Rockstar San Diego. Midnight Club is a series of arcade-style racing video games developed by Rockstar San Diego, formerly known as Angel Studios, and published by Rockstar Games. Midnight Club is similar to the Midtown Madness series previously developed by Angel Studios, with a focus on competitive street racing in open world urban environments. Throughout the series, players race through condensed depictions of New York City, London, Los Angeles, Paris, Tokyo, San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit. Now, to be fair, this is something that Midnight Club did very early. They did various locations and they really were experimenting really hard with their audience, and their audience loved it, because to this day, so many, like almost like literally all of the Midnight Club games have good scores on Metacritic. Some of them have questionable user scores, but be that as it may, it's more about the score that it gets. And the truth is that where Midnight Club really suffered heavily was the fact that they have only one PC port for their game that was in 2003. I mean, how soft in the head do you have to be? Because the truth is that from 2000 to about, let's just say 2006 or 2005, I mean, everyone had a computer in their house. If you didn't, like, even as far back then, like, everyone these days has a computer and has a PC. So the fact that Rockstar didn't think to make any PC ports for the other games, and I don't know whether they had disputes with Microsoft or any other or any other, computer brand that wanted to publish. But the truth is that this is where they missed out, was the fact that they had only one PC port for Midnight Club 2, and the rest didn't have any PC ports, because these days PC gaming is becoming more popular with emulation, and obviously people are emulating the game. Well, let me get back to the fact of it. This is one of the very reasons why Midnight Club is probably dead these days, is because of the lack of PC ports. And the other thing is that in January 2010, Rockstar had stalled plans for a future Midnight Club installment, and the development team was slowly dismantled. Take-Two Interactive re-registered the Midnight Club trademark in 2012. Although Take-Two has acknowledged the series in its quarterly financial reports, while CEO Strauss Zelnick mentioned it while discussing newly acquired developer Zynga in January 2022 conference call, no plans have been made to reboot the franchise as of September 2022. Now, if you ask me, that spells death in any language. And I don't understand how Rockstar can expect to bring back Midnight Club with the way the car scene is now, because Midnight Club, since Midnight Club 1 and 2, specifically Midnight Club 2 was probably the most influential Midnight Club game I've ever played. Midnight Club 2 was the Midnight Club that made Midnight Club what it is today, that being Midnight Club 3 and Midnight Club LA. But let me get back to Midnight Club 2. The truth is, Midnight Club 2 was the first Midnight Club on PC, and is the only Midnight Club on PC. Now, Midnight Club was the first Midnight Club to also introduce bikes in the underground street racing scene. The first game of its kind to introduce vehicle on vehicle of various vehicles racing together on an underground street racing scene. Midnight Club was one of the first games in the whole series and of other developers to introduce a wide plethora of different types of vehicles. So we're talking cars, bikes, SUVs, lowriders, muscle cars, and that's essentially what was their calling card. This is what separated them from everyone else. And listen, graphics was not saving that game early on. I mean, sure, Midnight Club 2 had some pretty decent visuals, but the gameplay aspect was what was saving the game. Now, Midnight Club 2 had unlicensed vehicles, and Midnight Club 3 was the first. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition was the first game to have licensed vehicles, but Midnight Club 2 tried their hardest to make their own versions of licensed vehicles, as you will see now. The first vehicle is the 1971 Bestia. The 1971 Bestia seems to take a lot of its inspiration from the one muscle car in particular, the Pontiac GTO. The front headlights, windows, and overall lines of the car all bear a striking resemblance to the 1967 Pontiac GTO. The rear of the car, however, comes very close to matching the 1971 Plymouth Duster. The rear design almost matches the Plymouth Duster exactly, with the exception of the tail lights not being split in two on the Bestia. The other one on this list is the Monstru. The Monstru resembles the Mazda RX-7 FD with the front fascia of the 2000 first lift model, except that it has open headlights instead of pop-up ones. The other one on this list is the Jersey XS. The Jersey SX resembles a Dodge Viper GTS R concept, although the grille is different. The other one is a motorbike. Now I think there's 2 or 3 motorbikes in Midnight Club 2, but let me is the Koheti. The other one motorbike is the Koheti. The Koheti resembles a 2000 Honda CBR 929RR tail and head, with some elements from the Kawasaki Ninja. The other one is the Frapon X. The Frapon X bears a resemblance to the 1992 Volkswagen Golf GTI Mark III TYP1H, although the taillights look wider and the headlights are derived from the 4th generation Golf TYP1J. Now, as you can see, Midnight Club 2 tried as much to make the game realistic as possible without having licensed vehicles, because they probably didn't have the budget to make licensed vehicles back then anyway. But now from Midnight Club 3 to Midnight Club Los Angeles is when they had actual licensed vehicles, and Midnight Club LA and Midnight Club 3 were probably the most influential ones. They had the biggest soundtracks, they had the biggest clout, they had the biggest everything. Now, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition was based off of a car magazine called Dub Magazine. Now, Dub Magazine is still alive to this day, and if you Google it, they actually have a website of where you can check them out and you can see what they've been up to about the car modifying scene and stuff. So it's still pretty much alive and has a very West Coast customs vibe. And it's like Midnight Club took a heavy influence, specifically Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition took a very West Coast customs, remember that show Pimp My Ride, influence to their video games. And this is what really changed the face of Midnight Club, because specifically with Midnight Club Los Angeles, Midnight Club Los Angeles was the last game in the series, and through their various handheld console ports, Midnight Club Los Angeles was the last one in the series. And sadly enough, there hasn't been anything said about Midnight Club as for the cancellation that I spoke about. So we might never get a new Midnight Club game, and that's the truth. And Midnight Club holds a special place in people's hearts, but the truth is it's been 14 years, and with how much my conclusion about Midnight Club is that with how much the car scene has changed over the years, and with how really there's been a downtrend in the muscle versus imports war and Fast and Furious, people only care about engine swaps and cars having 10,000 horsepower or 1 million horsepower, and supercar culture has pretty much changed the face of the car scene. And with that, I don't think Midnight Club would be well adjusted in today's period, because they really relied heavily on a lot of relatable cars and whatnot. It's only till about Midnight Club 3 and Midnight Club Los Angeles to where they actually introduced exotic cars. Because if you look at any of the early Midnight Club games, you would see that they didn't really have exotic cars. But Midnight Club had a very Western approach to the car scene, and everyone wanted a Tokyo game. Everyone wanted locations in Tokyo, and they did locations in Europe as well. So they were way ahead of their time, and it's really sad that no one appreciated this gem and that they didn't have as many PC ports as they needed to. Because believe you me, I would have loved to play Midnight Club 3. I would have probably bought Midnight Club 3, Midnight Club 3 and Midnight Club Los Angeles, and I have only played the only Midnight Club I played was Midnight Club 2. Unfortunately, I never played the other games, so I can't really say much. But my conclusion is that I don't think a modern Midnight Club game would really fit into today's society, specifically that being with the car culture now and everything. It's all about, as I said before, engine swaps and having 10,000 horsepower. But as you can see, Midnight Club is dead right now, and it's not really going to be revived. It will take a lot of work. And sorry I didn't mention this before, but with Rockstar focusing more on Red Dead Redemption and GTA 5 and GTA Online, we're probably never going to get another Midnight Club game. And with that, I thank you for watching, and I'll end the video. It's the Chilly Man signing off. Peace out.